Well, good evening, race fans. This is Marty Brand for the North American Grand Prix Thursday Night GT Series, and with me tonight, as always, in the broadcast booth is my partner John Wathen. Hey, John.
Hey, Marty. Great to be back.
It looks to me like the server is being reset at the moment, so let me jump out, and we can talk about why we're here and how we got here.
Yeah, well, we've got our endurance event mid-season at Spa. You know, every driver's favorite track, just about. We had our Super Pole event last week, which was won by Al, the tyrant that runs NAGP. Way to go, Al. Yeah, he put it on pole. I think he said it was his first ever GT1 or GT Series pole, which I find hard to believe, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Al basically it was his night, and he had a handle on the field, and he put it together and brought it home. And so why don't you explain to the fans how the grid is set based on last week's qualifying?
Yeah, first we had a Super Bowl event where everybody did one lap, and oh, sorry, I'm picking up on the live feed. So everybody did a lap, one hot lap for your pole time, and Al put it on up front along with John Ludden was second, and those two locked in their positions for this race. And then we had I believe it was a 12 lap race to decide the rest of the field. So their finishing order after the first two. All the top finishers will start this race according to how they finished the Super Bowl race last week.
So yeah, as soon as they get the grid set, there'll be a drivers meeting, and we'll be off. And this is going to be one of the longer races of our season. I don't recall how many laps, but it's longer than normal.
It's a bunch. Let's see.
Yeah, it should be in the neighborhood of like 2 hours plus of
Yeah,
thrill. Thrill.
400 kilometers or 135 minutes, whichever is less, I believe.
So
So as soon as we get in the server, we'll be able to see how many laps it'll be.
yeah, we are in the race session, counting down about 8.5 minutes to go. And
Looks like 58 laps, Marty.
cool. Okay. So I think we have to pace ourselves here.
Yeah, I don't know how cool that is. That's a long race, but yeah, let me look up the standings, see how we're doing there. Looks like your drivers' championship standings. David Poole of 05 Motorsports is leading with 67 points, followed by Eiran Parsons of Gotta Go By with 62. And third place with 58 is Brad Mears. And team championship, 05 Motorsports is dominating. 131 points to Gotta Go By with 86 points. However, Al's looking very good this weekend for Gotta Go By. And if he can keep it up, I mean, he can score maximum points. He's got the pole. He won the preliminary event last week, 2 weeks ago actually. So they can make quite a dent. Ez is always going to be up there. So we got a tie for third place. Rowdy Burns Racing, the Corvettes, which is who's that? Adamson and Kirkbride, I believe, and the Porsche 911 of M&M Racing in fourth. Well, tied for third.
So we've got a championship race on our hands here all the way through the end of the season to decide both individual driver and the two-car team championships.
Yep. Got a couple penalties we should go over. John
Okay.
McIntyre had an incident last week, so he's going to the back of the field. And he's Brad's teammate in M&M Racing. Jesse Olsen's going to the back for an incident on lap 1. And Peter Sabo's got a 2-grid spot penalty. He got into Hefner at the bus stop. Hefner lost a couple positions, but Sabo did the cool thing and waited for Hefner to come up and take the position back. So that's it.
Yeah, I was watching the pre-race practice session. Peter Sabo was right there at the top of the chart, and presume everybody seemed to be on medium tires and no doubt on race fuel and practicing for this event. And so this should be it's a long race and multiple pit stops, and it'll be interesting to see how this one shakes out. It will definitely go to the strong and the determined.
Yeah, I think we're looking at, it's a pretty high-speed circuit. I think everybody's going to have to do 2 stops. If not, we should be able to figure it out pretty quickly if someone goes, if they try to make 29 laps.
Well, we're watching the grid fill up here. I'm looking at the running order. I think it's starting to look fairly complete as all cars are joining here. We just got 4.5 minutes to go. Why don't we run down the order since it seems to be fully displayed here at the moment. I'll start out here on pole position. Al the Boss Maribon in an Aston Martin, and in second, John Ludden in a Mercedes-Benz. Mark DeGraw in an Audi R8. David Poole in a Porsche 911. Kevin Kirkbride in a Corvette C7R. Chris Moses in a Dodge Viper S. Aaron Parsons in 7th in an Aston Martin. David Zahn 8th in a Corvette C7R. In 9th place, starting grid is Zach Hefner in a Ferrari 488G. And in 10th is Matt Taylor in another Ferrari 488G.
Yep, and 11th is Bjorn Heyman in the Mercedes. 12th is Peter Sabo in the McLaren. 13th is Omar Gomez in the Aston. Jonathan Cuppett in 14th in a Ferrari. 15th is Trevor Snowden in a Corvette. Andrew Werner is in 16th in a Porsche. 17th is Iggy Chiordia in an Aston. 18th is Sergio Calderon in a Dodge Viper. 19th is Cobus de Ville in an Audi. And 20th is Brad Mears in a Porsche.
In 21st, Andrew Adamson, Corvette C7R. 22nd, Richard Roman in a Dodge Viper S. 23rd, John McIntyre in a Porsche 911R. In 24th, Jesse Olsen in an Audi R8. 25th is Brian Jones in a Mercedes-Benz. 26th, Carlos De La Torre in a Mercedes-Benz. In 27th, Abe Wozniak in a McLaren 650S. 28th, Dan Thorpe in a McLaren 650S. And 29th, John Houston in a BMW M6. And there's your grid.
We've got a few guys carrying weight tonight. McIntyre in the Porsche is carrying 20 kilos. Roman in the Viper is carrying 40 kilos, and I think that's because this is his first race. He started the race last week, but the weight carries over from the preliminary. Adamson's carrying 20 kilos. Brad Mears is carrying 20 kilos of success ballast. Andrew Werner's got 20 kilos of success ballast. Cuppett's got 40 kilos in the Ferrari, and I believe that's because he and Taylor changed cars, so they have to carry a 40 kilo penalty for that. Peter Sabo's got 20. Yep, Taylor's got 40 for the change. Kirkbride's got 30, and Poole's got 40 for the win in the last full race. We got about a minute and 20 to go.
So, John, what do you think? Who's your pick here for this monster event?
Well, I don't generally like to pull for the favorite, but I think Al was rolling last week. His pace was better than anybody on track. He's really figured something out in that asset. I'm going to pull for Al. I'd love to see him win this big race.
Yeah, that would be huge. Yeah, you never count out Chris Moses back there in 6th. Got some really fast drivers. Like I say, Peter Sabo was top of the charts speed-wise in practice, and he's starting from 12th, carrying 20 kilos. He can keep his nose clean. He's got lots of time to move to the front. But yeah, if Al gets away, I can't help but agree. He would be the odds-on favorite tonight, and he was looking very consistent, which is deadly for the rest of the field. Okay, we got 10 seconds to go here. Lights are up.
Yeah, here we go. 58 laps from start.
Wow, I don't know what happened, but Al has got a huge lead going up to Rouge here.
Yeah, looking strong.
With the rest of the field, there must have been somebody must have gotten a little ragged there on the start and helped block the rest of the field, because they are closely bunched here, and it's looking looking good up front. It's like a little side by side, people giving each other room. John Ludden is now in 2nd.
Yep, everybody's keeping it clean, and Al has just jumped out to a good lead. He's got 4.5 seconds already. Oh, I see one of the vets goes wide at Coulomb.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing the replay. Something must have happened there at the start to hold up the rest of the field. We have never seen this kind of a gap halfway through the first lap. But
no, Al's looking strong. I just looked at the tire choice. Everyone is on mediums except for Sergio Calderon and Viper back in 23rd. Oh no! Is that Al? Pulling in the pits? Oh my gosh, I think he loaded the wrong setup. Yeah, Al just... Oh no, he was in the pits. He must have had low fuel or something. And that's going to put him at the back of the field.
Yeah, somebody on that crew is going to get fired. So that puts John Ludden.
Oh, what a disaster!
Yeah, that's unfortunate. We'll have to wait for the full story on that. Meanwhile, John Ludden now leads.
Oh no, and Al's done.
Perhaps he took it off with severe damage.
No, I was watching him. He pulled into the pits. Let me see if I can find it.
Meanwhile, the field is strung out nicely. We got some jockeying here toward the middle of the field here for position. Everybody's staking their claim to a position in the running order here to try to optimize their lap speed while the car is fresh and the tires are good.
Oh man, just so heartbroken for Al.
Well, I hate to say it, but perhaps he was the victim of the proverbial broadcaster's curse.
Oh, hope not.
Andrew Werner here is...
Well, the racing up front looks good.
Yeah, Andrew Werner's just gotten a good shot up the Rouge in 13th. I do believe he got around Omar Gomez.
Well, we're coming to you live from Spa in Belgium. The driver's favorite track. Just such an awesome driver's track. It's got everything you can imagine as far as corners. Got over 4 miles of track, very high speed in most sections. Awesome views.
Yeah, awesome history to this track. It's probably been included in every single NAGP GT Series championship schedule. So the drivers have got generally a lot of miles on this. They know the track really well, and most people enjoy the challenge here. We're currently watching Peter Sabo, who's up to 7th. And kind of look at the lap times. His best is the 2:18. He is considerably quicker than the guys immediately around him. So keep his nose clean here. He can look forward to a good result.
Yeah, looking strong.
Like Al Merriman's out there currently in 8th position.
Oh, no, that's not Al.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, how could it be?
Oh, that is Al, I'm sorry.
Well, According
saw the
timing scoring
there's
has him
a
currently in 8th.
okay. I saw a MAR at the bottom of the list. That must be. Maybe that's Maros. I thought Al went in the pits, went to the back, and then escaped. Oh, good.
So did Al have? Well, we're speculating now. This is a true mystery to these two clueless broadcasters at the moment. It would appear, based on going from 1st to 8th, that he, even if he did a drive through the pits, he could still be at the back of the field. So he must have just had it off.
No, I hate to say it. I mean, I watched him. I was on his car and he drove into the pits, I thought. So, yeah, he's still going. It's a good sign. I looked down and saw the MAR for his name in the broadcast tool and thought that was out.
Well,
At the bottom of the list.
is into the 2:18's best lap, so there again, he's quicker than the guys around him immediately. So he's still got, there's a long race. He too could pull out a very good result here by the end, so we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, he's definitely got great pace, as good as anyone on this track. So hopefully he can overcome whatever he had go on in that first lap.
Yeah, we just saw Chris Moses overtake Mark McGraw at the end of the straightaway, so Moses is in a best of a 2:18.5. The guys around him are running very competitively. Mark McGraw was up there in 2nd place early from the start, so he's had some issues that have dropped him currently to 5th.
Yeah, I did see him go, he did go wide coming out of No Name Corner and lost at least one position. He lost that position to Eiran. Oh, he's off again. Going into Ponya's. And that was on a straightaway. I don't know if he was adjusting something. Oh, he's off again.
Yep, he's got some
through the grass.
technical issues probably that are making the car hard to control. He's pulled back on after losing several places, and he's pulling off
and
again.
I think he's pulling off.
That was an intentional.
He's got some kind of hardware issue.
Stationary against the wall here, so I think his race is over tonight.
Hopefully he can reset whatever it is and get back on track.
He's pulling away.
He's giving it a shot.
Probably had to reset that engine's ECU.
Yep, it's probably a problem with his wheel or pedals, but seems to be back up. Looking pretty good now. Hopefully he can overcome all that.
Yeah, that's put him in 28th in last position at the moment. That car's carrying a little bit of dirt there from the scenery he just drove through, but none the worse. Meanwhile, up front,
John. See, Al is up to 6th.
Yeah, John Ludden now has pulled out a 4-second lead. Yeah, John was at the top of the practice charts earlier until Peter Sabo barely edged him out for the fastest lap time. So the money's looking good on John Ludden at the moment.
Yep, so far I've seen Parsons got the quickest lap of the race with a 17.8. And I just see that Brad Mears has left the server.
Yeah, I noticed that. Didn't see what happened.
Well, Brad started pretty far back and went to the back of the pack after about the first or second lap, so I'm thinking maybe it might have been an accident.
Yeah, Chris Moses in fourth is now pulled up to striking distance on David Poole for third. Both running very similar lap times here, so this is a battle worth watching here for a bit.
Yeah, both these guys carrying a lot of weight. Poole's got 40 and Chris has got 30 kilos. You have to watch that gap from first and 11 to Parsons. Parsons did the quickest lap until this lap. Looks like Ludden did a 17.9. So both those guys pretty evenly matched up front. See, David Zahns worked his way up to 9th place ahead of Andrew Werner and right behind Zach Hefner. Pretty good run for Hef. Looking at Rich Roman back there in 18th in the Viper. He's come up a little bit, made up some spots. I guess he's trying to, get his feet wet in a set of course. So this is his first race besides the preliminary race, and it's good to see him back. He's one of the guys that's been around forever.
Yeah,
he does a lot of real racing.
Yeah, it's been a while, so yeah, it's good to see Rich back in the fold. Here's David Zahn pulling inside Jack Hefner, Ferrari on Corvette, and looks like David's pulled this one off. Goes defensive into the bus stop here in order to try to keep that position.
Yeah, nice job there, Zach.
Yeah. That was well done.
David, hands up. The gap up front has dropped about a second. Parsons is only 3.5 behind Ludden.
Yeah, Parsons got a clear road ahead, so it looks like he's making the most of it. Rich Roman just inside of Carlos De La Torre there, taking 16th position.
I was just going to say, David Zahn's teammate, Trevor Snowden, having a nice run up to 11th. Hopefully Trevor's going to make the entire race. I know he's had a little medical issue where he's not been able to do these long races for a little bit, but hopefully he's back up to 100% and can finish the race. We'll have to keep track of him.
Ooh, Brian Jones in a big drift off the road into the inside. Oh, contact here.
Oh! Yeah, collects Calderon.
Some further
Oh,
casualties behind.
The Woz, Abe Wozniak, got caught up in that a little bit.
Yeah, that was the longest drift I've seen in any GP history. So, oh, Brian Jones has got a handling problem. That car is loose.
Oh, he's probably, yeah. I saw De La Torre just went off again.
Might just be dirty tires here. If he just gets them cleaned up here. Yeah. Well, I'm sure that that long slide will make the season-ending replay list.
Ooh, I see some guys being very generous with the cut through Eau Rouge. Now, there will be a cut review on this track. In 58 laps, I believe you're sixth. If they cut Eau Rouge 6 times, they're going to give it docked a lap. Now, I saw 3 guys that time from Snowden, Adamson, and Heyman all cut at the same time. They cut the inside of Eau Rouge.
Yeah, back up front here, John Ludden's still leading. His best lap, 2:17.9. Eiran Parsons in second with the best lap, 2:17.8. And their last laps both in the low 2:18. So, yeah, these guys are well matched here for the long run. Gap holding in the high 3 seconds. Chris Moses still hounding David Poole here in that battle for third.
Yeah, now if anybody out there is wondering about pit strategies, we've got 58 laps, and I believe everybody will have to make 2 pit stops, which means you're going to basically be 19, 19, and 20 lap stints. If you're going to make it, if you're going to try to stretch it to 1 pit stop, that would be 29 laps. And I don't think any of these cars are going to make 29 laps. Oh. And Heyman spun out, coming out of La Source. I think he dropped 1 position. But Spa's not generally the worst track on tires, although all the races I've been here, I mean, you don't want to try to stretch. You know, it's not the most fun place to race if you're trying to stretch your tires out. You definitely want to be on as fresh tires as you can. A lot of dangerous spot.
Yeah, and a lot of it depends on how your car behaves on worn tires. If you've got a significant change of balance, it can really be difficult to maintain pace without risking serious mistakes. So it depends on the car, depends on the setup, depends on the driver's style. And I know every time I've tried to say it's okay, I can handle it, it doesn't really work out well. Call me a wuss, but I like a comfortable car.
I'm with you there. Especially in a long race, I would always take the more conservative setup.
Yeah, this Moses Bull battle is hot here. Moses is just ready to pounce if there's any opportunity, but David Poole's been running some very clean lines here, as he can be expected to do, and all Chris can do is just stay in his draft here and wait for his opportunity. Porsche against Viper, no less. Two more different cars you can't possibly imagine. Meanwhile, Peter Zabo in fifth appears to be slowly reeling these two in. Peter's in a McLaren.
He's definitely within striking distance.
Currently on board here with Peter Zabel in his McLaren, and you can see the Viper of Chris Moses and the Porsche of David Poole just right ahead. And for those that are wondering about the liberal use of curbing here, it's the basic rule is at least one wheel inside the curbing at all times. So you can use the curbs as liberally as you want, as long as one of those wheels stays inside the striped curbing. You can see these guys are using it all.
Yeah, one of the wheels has to touch the curb. I mean, the white line may not apply, but as long as you're on that curb with one of your wheels, you should be fine.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I did misspeak there. It's the outside edge of the curbing is the limit. So as long as you got one tire on the curbing, you're good. That right there was what John was referring to of some possible cut problems for some drivers if they exceed the limit. Some of these curbs are a little higher and a little more violent, and are not as usable as they are in some of the sections.
That's true. We've noticed some of these guys, like Eiran Parsons. I don't know if we've actually watched him go over these curbs, but I believe the last few races we've really seen him hammering the curbs even more than anybody else. And you can actually use the curbs to your advantage. Some of the curbs, if you get up on them, you can actually get the car loose, which may help you turn the car. You know, if your car's pushing a little bit, or it may be to your advantage to set it up to go over a few of these curbs.
Yeah, and that is pretty tricky stuff, because you got to be able to use that curb precisely if you're counting on it to actually rotate the car for you. We see Chris use a little bit of apex there. Didn't seem to hurt him at all. This curb here can get you on the inside, and if the car gets sideways, you're going to scrub speed off trying to accelerate onto the straightaway. The car tends to go the fastest when it's pointed where you want it to go.
Yeah, one of the things I love about Assetto Corsa too is it really simulates. You know, you've really got to do a good job getting out of these corners, or you will lose speed. You'll scrub that speed like crazy. If you start to slide or spin the tires a little bit, some other sims, you know, you may not have lost time, but definitely a Assetto Corsa, you will lose time.
Yeah, the apex curve there is flat, so you can use as much up to the limit of that wall. Here we come up to a ruse. The curbs are moderate entering here. It upsets the car a little bit. You don't want to hit the one on the right. Use as much on the one on the left as possible. And that's where a lot of guys are going to have problems with too many cuts. With the top left-hander there in Rouge.
Yeah, very dangerous. All you want to do is survive going through there. I mean, it's a little easier than it seemed to be in GTR2, which was just a crapshoot every time you went through. if you're trying to be flat, but you know, if you hit the curves wrong, you can get way out of line and kill yourself.
David Poole just had some tire lock up there, but Chris Moses right on his bumper. And Peter's here. We're just riding along here with Peter in a front row seat to this action. I'm afraid to cut away here because something may happen. But taking a look at the timing and scoring here to see where there might be some other close competitions. People are pretty evenly spaced so far. So
the gap up front's kind of stabilized at around 3.5 to 4 seconds.
Yeah, Moses has got that Viper working very nicely over some of the taller apex curbs that I would not normally try to use with any consistency.
Yeah, he's a guy that likes to hang it out, though. So I'm not surprised by him using a lot of curves.
Yep. David Poole goes defensive to the inside. Chris Moses to the outside as they come into the chicane here. Moses goes wide.
Late breaks.
Late break, very late break, and Chris Moses takes the position, but David Poole has the run coming out.
He lost a little traction.
Yeah, Poole had the better.
Yeah, David's got it on the inside.
Better exit line here, and it's like he's making Chris work for this one. Meanwhile, Peter comes right up on these guys.
That's good stuff. These guys have been bumper to bumper so much that they know what each other's going to do.
Ooh, Chris takes it way inside the top of the hill. But it gives him a better run.
Advantage of it.
I think Moses may have it here.
You can call up one of your lifelines, I guess, if you know you've got 6. And he gets it done.
David's way up on the curb, and the car got a little squirrely on him, and it looks like Peter may have gotten around him here. Sure enough.
Yep. All 3 of these guys carrying weight, by the way. Peter's got 20. I think Moses has got 30, and Poole's got 40 kilos.
Well, that's why we stuck with this particular battle, because we knew something interesting was going to shake out sooner or later. Now Peter has moved right up on Chris Moses here, and looks like he's ready to take advantage if it comes to him. And he does seem to have the. In fact, I'm showing Peter Szabo with the fastest lap time so far in this race.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Chris is. I think this is the first time he's really had nobody right in front of him, so we'll see if he can get in the groove, spread it out, but I think he and Szabo are probably evenly matched.
Yeah, watching Peter's rearview mirror, it looks like David Poole is falling off a little bit here. So we're getting far enough into this stint, tire wear and car balance changes may be coming into play here.
Yeah, I would think you would see some of these guys pitting around maybe 18.
Ooh, Moses slides
17,
wide.
18.
And Peter tries to dive under him, couldn't quite make it stick.
Yep, Szabo had a little slide there too.
Yeah, Szabo had to pinch the car down to try to avoid Moses and get him alongside, but yeah, when you're that tight, the car goes loose on you, can't get the power down, and the outside line ends up being faster on the exit.
Just notice these guys still can see Parsons and Ludden ahead of them when they crest Eau Rouge. on that straightaway. I mean, it's not, they're not running away with it like we saw last week. We saw Al run away. I think he won by 12 or 15 seconds.
Looks like David Poole is recovered from losing those 2 positions. He's right back up on them, so it's still a 3-way battle here for 3rd place. Not too far back in 6th place is Al the Boss Merrimon. Still looking to pull out a good result after whatever it was that happened there on the first lap.
Yeah, when I thought Al DNF, I sent him a message on Ventrilla. I hope that didn't affect him in any way. And what stinks is we had somebody else in the server whose name began with MAR. So that's why I just looked down the bottom of the list when I thought he went to the back and saw that name, DNF.
Well, that would be Maros, I suspect.
Yeah. Currently running lap 16 of 58, almost a third of the way through.
Yeah, we're currently dropped back down to 16th to have a look at Rich Roman here in one of the Vipers, and looks like he's taking maximum advantage of curbing. So maybe the Vipers are naturally comfortable with some of the high curbing that you wouldn't normally see a driver use with any consistency.
Yeah, I'm sure he's done the same work or has the same setup as Moses, since he's subbing, I believe he's subbing for Moses' team.
Yeah, Mark DeGraw is now down in 18th, and the car's looking like it's had some off-road excursions, judging from the crud on the paint job. Currently all over John McIntyre. So yeah.
Well, he's going to be pushing, I'm sure. He was all the way up to 2nd place, I believe, at one point.
Yeah, and judging from his best lap, he's considerably quicker than the cars around him. So being quicker and getting around is 2 different things.
Yeah, I just looked it up. Rich Roman is subbing for Ronnie Nunez, which is Chris's partner at Precision Motor Racing.
It's like Mark's got a good run coming up the hill here in the 3rd sector. He's on the outside. He's in a position coming into the bus stop here.
Yeah, I think he had to lift a little bit there, Blanchmont.
Yeah. And John McIntyre kind of feints to the inside and maintains the position. Oh, Mark DeGraw into the pits.
Yep, going into the pits. Not a bad strategy to pit a couple laps early, get some fresh tires, get out of traffic.
Yeah, that's a good move.
Honestly, McIntyre's been looking really good so far this season. He's been keeping up with the leader's pace, basically, or pretty darn close to it in every race so far, which is good to see. I think John's been off. He took over a season off.
Mark DeGraw is away. So is that our first pit stop of the race?
I believe that's our first scheduled pit stop.
And it's put him out right in front of Dan Thorpe, who's coming fast here.
Ludden's got that lead up to 5 seconds over Parsons.
Well, checking back in with the boys up front here. Like we still got Chris Moses, Peter Sabo, and David Poole 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Looks like they've settled down a little bit.
Yep, they pretty much stabilized their positions. Sissy Zahn and Kirkbride pretty close together, followed by Werner. These vets have been together the whole race. Looks like Sabo's right up on Chris's bumper again.
And I think Chris takes it very
Chris
wide
took the
there.
wheel. Yep, put the wheel off into the sand at Stavolo.
Yeah, I think Peter's starting to push the issue to see if he can make an opening here.
They'll stay out. So we're going to go at least 19 laps. You've got to go 20 on one stint, basically. So let's see some of these guys stay out and do 20.
Yeah, this race for 3rd place looks to be one of the closest contests that we have currently, so let's hang with these guys for a little bit and see what happens.
See, Kirkbride dove into the pits. Looks like Adamson is pitted.
Yeah, I do believe Peter Zabel does have pace on Chris Moses. If and when he can get clear, he's got plenty of time to make a run on the leaders here. So this is a big challenge for a driver to sit behind somebody and try to be patient and not throw it away. And yet the laps are running down, and the leaders are a good distance Well, not that much. Parsons is only, what, a little over 5 seconds ahead of Chris Moses. Another 5 seconds to the leader, John Ludden.
Yeah, I think if I were Saba, I would have probably pitted a lap ago. Because if it seems like you're being held up at all, you might as well go in. You get a good in lap and an out lap, especially on fresh tires. You can pass somebody in the pits.
Exactly. You can get out on those fresh tires, and by the time the other guy pits, you put in a faster lap. Let's see what they do here. Nope.
Well, Moses goes in, and Saba stays out.
Yeah.
Poole stays out. And Ludden is in the pits, our leader. Parsons stayed out. Al stayed out.
John Ludden is
These
away.
guys are going to have a little fresher tires towards the end if you stay out an extra couple laps. If you can maintain that speed and you're not being held up, by all means, stay out as long as you can.
David Zahn's got
a
run here on John Ludden. And came up through Eau Rouge much better on his warmer tires, so.
Well, David's been pretty quick. I'm sure he's not on exactly the same pace as Ludden, so this is probably going to cost Ludden a little bit of time. Maybe not much.
Yeah, Ludden's right up on his bumper here. Getting some heat in the tires and starting to feel kind of frisky and frustrated at the same time. I would expect he should be a little bit patient here, at least for one lap, because David Zahn should be coming in here relatively quick.
Well, Zahn, the game's probably giving Zahn blue flags, but honestly, I mean, we're on the same lap, so I don't think he's really obligated to let Ludden by.
No, not at all.
Although if they are in the same pit strategy, if they are going to both do 2 stops, then Zahn will definitely know that Ludden is a pit stop ahead of him.
Yeah, but this is technically 4 positions, so the blue flag won't go into effect.
Man, Werner's right back there, just really pushing hard, hanging with these guys. Honestly, it's great to see Zahn with that excellent pace.
Yeah.
And there he dives into the pits along with
So
I love seeing
Parsons
Zahn do
is
well.
in.
He puts in a lot of practice. Zahn's come a long way in the few seasons he's been around.
I agree. Yeah, he's driving very confidently of late. Running with the big dogs, as they say.
Yep. Now his teammate Snowden's still doing well. 11th place. He's going into the pits now. Hopefully he can hang on for the rest of the race. Like I said, he had a medical issue that was keeping him from doing the longer races.
So David Poole inherits the lead here before he makes his pit stop.
And it looks like Eiran gained a few seconds on Ludden. Looks like the gap's only 2.5, 3 seconds down from 5 when they went into the pit cycle.
Yeah, that Ludden being held up there before the other cars came in for their pit stop, I think ate away at his lead. So yeah.
Yeah, could be that, and a combination of that and fuel. The amount of fuel added maybe or saved by Parsons. Looks like Moses lost a second or 2 in that exchange. He's about 6 seconds back.
And Peter Szabo's in fifth, not currently hounding Chris Moses as he had been before the pit stop, so he seems to have lost some time someplace. Of course, Chris Moses has always been known as the master of the clean, fast pit stop. If there's any variables to be had, he'll make the most of it.
Yep. Poole just dove into the pits. So he put it on 21. So he's going to have a little fresher tires at the end of the race. If he goes another 21, that's going to leave him only a 14 lap stint at the end. So he could really push.
Moses goes by. We're on board with Peter Szabo. And let's see, it looks like David Poole came out ahead. So advantage Poole here. He's back in fourth position.
Looks like Al made up some time that whole pit cycle. I'm thinking he made up 4 or 5 seconds actually. He's still in 6th, but he was pretty far behind in 6th. That was only 2 seconds behind Szabo.
Looks like we got Iggy Jordia and
Adamson in the vet.
Trevor Snowden.
Oh, Snowden's behind Iggy.
Yeah, that would be
Adamson's in the solid yellow. Oh, takes it well.
Bjorn Heyman here, hounding Trevor Snowden here for 13th place here. It's like Bjorn has some faster fastest lap and faster last lap. So this is going to get more interesting here in the next few laps, I believe.
Saw that Peter Szabo has done the fastest lap of the race with a 17.7. That was a while ago. I never noticed he did that lap.
And Mark DeGraw back in 15th, showing considerably better pace than those around him, so he continues to move forward.
And your lead up front is only 1.5 seconds now. So we cycle through our pits. It looks like Parsons and Mariman are the biggest gainers in the pit. They both gain time to the guys ahead of them. And Eiran gained another 7/10 on Ludden that lap. He's got him in the sights. Notice we lost Wozniak. We've currently got 25 racers still on track. Looks like Werner and Kirkbride have gotten around Thon for 7th and 8th. And Eiran is really closing in on John Ludden. Down to a half a second for first place. I'm not hearing you, Marty, if you talk.
Oops. Damn mute button.
There we go.
Yeah, Parsons 4/10 now at the end of the straightaway. Oh, John Ludden gets a lurch in the braking area and goes off.
Wow. Yeah, he locked up the rears.
Yeah, we were looking over the rear wing at that particular time.
He's back underway, but he's got a couple of them right behind him now. Sabo and... Oh no, Moses and Sabo got ahead of Ludden.
Yes, they did. So that puts John Ludden back down to 4th place. And certainly a frustrating moment here, but can't help but think that having Eiran Parsons big in your mirror was a factor.
Never helps me. Yeah, Eiran just laughs about it. A few times that he's actually behind me, like this season at Spa or at Monaco in the Formula cars. I was actually ahead of him for a couple of laps, and it was funny from his point of view.
Yeah. Well, let's just say entertaining at the least.
Yep.
Yeah, as John was alluding to earlier, it's one nice thing about a league that races at the level that NAGP does. You know, we've gotten to know each other over many, many seasons, and you get to know what another driver is capable of, likely to do, is willing to do. And you can adjust your strategy and your driving accordingly and keep them taking each other out and getting to the end of the race, and develop your own little rivalries over the years, and pick those drivers that are a challenge to your skill level and experience, and use them as a benchmark.
Yeah, exactly. And you become, close friends with a lot of these guys. I mean, we've gone to the 500 together before. We've got several of us going to the Rolex in about 3 weeks. Me, Lou, David Rowley's coming over from England, and Chuck Carter's going to be there, and actually Johnny Lugnuts down from Canada. We're all going to go to the Rolex here in a few weeks.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I know. I can say with some confidence I would likely never have attended the Indy 500 if it wasn't for you guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's good times. Yeah, I've gone the last, I guess it's going to be, this will be the 6th or 7th 500 I've gone to, and it's all because of you guys. Well, this is my 4th Rolex.
Yeah. The TSA decided to let me fly, so I was there.
Oh, we got a Ferrari off. I'm not sure who that was.
That's Jonathan Cuppet.
Oh, it was Cuppet. Yep. Cuppet had a problem and let the leaders go by.
Yeah, I was on the leaders and I saw the dust there as they went by. So, yeah, Jonathan Cuppet's back on track, up to speed, currently running 25th.
Looks like DeGraw is up to 14th. That's pretty good, considering he went back to about 28th when he had his problem.
Looks like we got a dandy little battle here for 17th between John McIntyre, Jesse Olsen, and Matt Taylor. Porsche, Audi, and Ferrari.
Yep, Ferrari's carrying 40 kilos. Not used to seeing that far back. But that's a penalty you have to carry for changing cars. They dropped the Nissan dropped them. Ooh, and that got really wide in Blanchmont and locked it up. And it was cutting across the grass. And he's parked it in the weeds. He's gonna.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, they dropped the Nissan 2 weeks ago.
Ooh, it's like Carlos De La Torre locks him up in the box stop and almost gets overtaken by Cobus de Ville. He's able to hang on. These guys are running every bit as hard as the guys up front, which, as we've said before, no matter at what level you're racing, you're going to have plenty of guys to race with.
Oh yeah, no question. I mean, those guys, they're 4 guys within 3 seconds of each other from 18th to 21st, or 22nd. 5 guys, yeah. There's always somebody to race.
It's like De La Torre momentarily moves to defend and comes back to the racing line here, realizing that Cobus is not quite close enough to try a move there in the braking area. So continue nose to tail here, battling for 21st at the moment.
I mentioned that group of guys that are going. I think Jonathan Cuppet's going too, and Matt Taylor probably. They've been there the last 2 years.
Ooh, I just saw Cuppet drop. Is that Matt Taylor that's also dropped out? Wozniak.
Yeah, Taylor parked it. Brian Jones, Brad Mears, and Oscar Gomez. Omar Gomez.
Oscar Gomez, wasn't that a prize fighter?
De La Hoya.
Okay.
Yeah, we had an Oscar race a few seasons ago. Dominican. Oscar, really nice guy. I haven't seen him in a couple seasons. Hope he comes back.
Ooh, Jesse Olsen comes inside Dan Thorpe BMW, cleanly gets the pass. I'm sorry, that was John Houston and Jesse Olsen. So we get some hot and heavy going on here toward the back of the field here.
If anybody's out there watching the race and they want to chat, I just opened up the chat window, so let me know if you got any questions, concerns, requests. We'll take a look.
Yeah, Jesse Olsen is taking over 18th position, having cleared Dan Thorpe and John Houston, and looks like he's pretty much on a tear. I hate to say it, but it looks like John Houston's got his hands full. I don't think that BMW is working quite to his liking, because he now has Carlos De La Torre all over him.
Yeah, I don't think John's got the grasp of these GT cars yet.
Yeah.
Plus,
John's letting
that BMW's the greatest car.
Yeah, John's letting the quicker cars go by. He's now coming into the pits, so he might have been struggling with some damage.
Yeah, he's definitely not one-stopping the race, which we're at the halfway point, so this is his second stop. He's not really in the mix, so he just wanted to get in there and get on some fresh tires.
We've had a shake-up here in the front. Peter Szabo is now in second place. Eiran Parsons leading, as he was. So Peter's gained a couple of positions since we last checked in with him. And Chris Moses not too far behind in third, followed by John Ludden and David Poole and Al Merriman.
Yep, Al's reeled these guys in too. He's actually caught that pack. And behind Al, you've got a big gap of 13 seconds back to 7th place, Andrew Wernick.
Yeah, so from second back to 6th, it's pretty much a battle here. And Aaron Parsons currently leads by over 6 seconds. We're currently here on board with the boss in 6th place, with a clear view of 5th, 4th, and 3rd ahead of him.
Yeah, I was just looking at Al's time. If you look at Al, David Poole in 6th, or Al's in 6th, David Poole in 5th, and Andy Werner in 7th. Their quickest times are all 2:18.1s, and they're actually 200ths, less than 200ths apart, all three of them.
Yeah, and I think even more significant, that number on the left below their name in blue is their last lap times. And we're seeing, you know,
Yeah,
2:18.5, 2:18.2,
very close.
2:18.2. Yeah.
Sabo's currently still got the quickest lap of the race with the 2:17.7, followed by Parsons with the 2:17.8.
Yeah, and Sabo's got that gap just under 6 seconds now. So, David Poole
Oh, he gained an 8
is
tenths.
up on John Ludden here. Looks like Ludden may have had a little mistake, and now that is stacked. David Poole and Al Merriman right up on behind him.
Yeah, just looking at the lap time, Sabo's taking 7 tenths off Eiran on that last lap. Wow.
Yep, he's putting that pace that he had in practice to good use.
It's down to 5.6 seconds. Aaron's actually dealing with lap cars now.
Yeah, it's like John Ludden has been able to pull a little gap on David Poole, but Poole has not been able to pull a gap on Al Merriman here. So Al's in a very good position and ready to scrape bumpers here in the braking zone.
Yeah, it looks like Al's a little quicker the last couple of laps than David Poole.
Yeah, that big Aston Martin he's driving is looking like it's well dialed in here. It looks like a pretty stable car to drive. And that gap between Ludden, Poole, and Merriman just seesaws back and forth. So John, when are we looking for the second pit stop windows?
I think 36, 7, 8, 9. We'll probably open up at about 36 or 7. I think the earliest guy we saw pit was around lap 18.
Yeah, we've been following David Poole up ahead here from Al Merriman's cockpit, and David's had a couple of lurid moments there in that Porsche, so the tire wear may become a factor here shortly.
Yeah, well, David's one of them that put it late. He put it on 21.
Yeah, when you see a Porsche sliding like that, you know the driver's calling for a change of shorts.
So Al's rattling these guys' bumpers.
Yes, he is.
For what, 4th, 5th, and 6th. And Al got the jump on these guys in the pit stop last time, along with Eiran. So I'm thinking maybe I bet when this works out, I bet you Al's going to be ahead of these two guys once they all three pit.
And we're coming up on some lap traffic for these guys. So that's another huge variable here. Ooh, Ludden gets balked here a little bit. Ludden is by, David Poole is wide. Ooh, Al is.
Oh boy, Al had a tough time getting around that Viper. It almost put it in the wall.
Yeah, I saw him from David Poole's cockpit mirror take a very wide line on the exit. I knew that was not intentional. It was probably the discretion, better part of Valor, to try to not have a collision with that lap car.
Yeah, I think that was Sergio. Scary moment, but he kept it together.
He survived, and he's lost some time to that group ahead, but he's still got a long way to go here. Another pit stop. So this is far from game over for any of these guys. I mean, anytime you know you've got the pace of the leaders, it's a big confidence builder when you realize you don't have to take chances. And the most important thing is to keep it together and get it to the end and just see how it shakes out. Sometimes you just have to, the race just comes to you, guys have problems, and by not overdriving the car or taking too many chances in traffic, the race tends to take care of itself. You don't always have to force the issue or make it happen. You just have to drive to the limits of your pace and keep the car under you.
Yep, I've had a few races. Yeah, that's actually been a key for me.
I guess the
And
point I'm
actually been able
making
to
is,
match the pace of the guys up.
right, it's a psychological thing. When you get that confidence of your pace, you're not trying to force the issue. Lyles pulled right back up on David Poole here, so I think that speaks for itself. And you can see that red McLaren up in the distance there. That's second place Peter Szabo, and behind him, third place Chris Moses. So our second through sixth place race here is a tight one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this pit cycles out.
Yeah, and it looks like Eiran Parsons is not driving away. It's got about a 5.5 second gap. So once it came down under 6 seconds, it seems to have stabilized.
I would bet that Eiran's got enough pace. He's got more pace than he's showing right now. He saw that gap come down, and he could actually give it a little bit more. But all it takes is one slight mistake on this track. It could cost you the race. So I think he's being just a hair conservative, maybe.
Well, you better not be too conservative, because I'm looking here at their last lap times. Eiran Parsons 28.2, Peter Szabo 2:17.8.
18.2 versus 17.8.
Yes, and now that is reflected in the gap now under 5 seconds. So, considering Peter does have the fastest lap of the race, and with as many laps as we got left, I'm sure Eiran Parsons knows that he can't afford to cruise at this point, especially coming up on the lap traffic. Oh, and Peter
Except
just
we're on lap 36.
Yep, Peter just improved his best lap.
Good. 17.6.
And I got to say that McLaren is looking rather poised.
Yeah, he's definitely got it dialed in.
Checking back here for this race for fourth. So these guys are pretty much where they were when we left them last.
Yep, all the gaps seem to be holding somewhat steady.
Got Kevin Kirkbride here in 9th place, right behind David Zahn, another Corvette, in 8th.
Yeah, keep it up, Zahn. This would be a heck of a top 10. Such a cool racetrack and race. This incident at Spa is great. He'll be one to cherish to get a top 10 here.
Oh, David's locking it up, coming in hard to get around a lap car. Looks like he got away clean with it.
It looked like somebody went into the pits.
I think that must have been Kirkbride. Nope. Oh.
It must have been a lap car.
Yeah, it was a lap car. That was, I'm not sure who. It was a Viper. I gotta say.
I think it's Sergio.
Yeah. Yeah, David Zahn definitely went in hard to get around Sergio there in the braking zone to the bus stop, and resulted in him opening a gap on Kevin Kirkbride here. So sometimes, whoa, David takes it off in the kitty litter. Kevin Kirkbride goes by.
Oh, loses that position, and maybe another one.
Nope, I think he's able to hold on to 9th here. Struggling with dirty tires. I think that BMW, I'm not sure who it was a lap down. Sorry, David, we caught the whole thing here.
Yep, just when I was saying how nice it would be to finish in that top 10. Broadcaster's curse.
Meanwhile, back up front, looks like that gap is stabilized to the lead again. And Peter Szabo's last lap, Aaron Parsons' last lap. Very close. And Chris Moses in third, running a lonely third. Ooh, this battle for fourth. It's like David Poole trying to make a move on Ludden here. Not quite close enough under braking.
Yeah, I think Al's lost just a little bit of pace here into this stint. He's still right behind these guys, but
I think it's the normal seesaw.
I'm not sure if he's going to have enough of a gap. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be close enough to actually jump him in the pits like he did the first stint.
Oh, I see what you're
jumped up
saying.
in the first stint.
Yeah, that's a good point. But this is a seesaw battle between these three. And lap to lap, John Ludden takes it quite wide, hangs on to it.
I would bet if we see some pit stops this lap.
Oh yeah, we're up lap 38 here at the moment. I saw somebody's pit symbol flash. Oh, these three all straight out. Oh no.
Looks like Moses.
Moses went in, you're right.
No.
Yes. Because he's dropped momentarily to 6th. There's his pit symbol, is now on. So the first of the second pit stops What appears to be Chris Moses. Dropping from 3rd to 7th momentarily. He's away.
That's a pretty early stop. I think Moses stayed out a little bit longer than 19 laps. Ludden was the one that I think pitted early.
Ludden and Poole side by side at the end of the straightaway, and David Poole squeaks by with only a gentle door rub.
And Al's right back up there. The gap up front gained a little bit for Parsons, up to 6.5 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like Peter's pace is, after resetting fast lap there, has mellowed somewhat. So his tires may not be as happy at the end of the stints as Eiran Parsons.
Yep, I can imagine that too. That McLaren's hard to keep. It's hard to keep traction. You start sliding it around, you're going to wear out those rears.
So
it's definitely not an easy car to drive.
With the leader here, Eiran Parsons into the pits. Second place, Peter Sabo
follows him
in the pits. David Poole stays out. John Ludden goes in.
Al stays out.
Al stays out. Well, this is going to get interesting here.
Yep, Werner drives in.
And Eiran Parsons is away. John Ludden is right on his butt.
Moses going through the bus stop now.
No, pardon me, that wasn't John Ludden.
Moses coming up to La Source. He passes Ludden. Sabo makes it out ahead of Moses. Sabo went really wide at Eau Rouge. Pretty scary moment. Wow, Moses really jumped John Ludden.
So David Poole is currently our leader, yet to pit, followed by Al Merriman.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. See what happens here. I think Ludden's going to be the big loser there on this pit cycles. This seems like a long time.
John McIntyre moves over. That's the leader by.
John's a former teammate of Al Merriman, so I'm sure he'll be nice. Let Al by, if he needs to. I think Ludden and Poole and Al might pit this lap.
And they do.
Sabo goes by. Here comes Moses. Going to the bus stop.
Al Merriman.
And Al comes out right next to Moses, right ahead of him. And and Poole beats them both up. Sabo lost about a second to Parsons. And it looks like Al gained a couple seconds on these guys. Ludden was the big loser on that pit stop.
As was Chris Moses.
Poole had a nice pit stop, and he's been able to save a lot of fuel this season in that Porsche. Gets pretty good mileage. His teammate Werner is in 7th, kind of running all by himself. He's got about 10 seconds up to Ludden and 18 back to Kirkbride.
Yeah, Andrews had a pretty quiet and uneventful race, it would appear so far.
Let's keep track of that gap up front. Sabo really took a chunk out of it last stint. But he's starting this stint off at about 7 to 7.5 seconds behind your leader, Eiran Parsons.
Yeah, well, their last lap times were just about identical. And David Poole in 3rd, leading Al Merriman. Chris Moses very close to Merriman at the moment. John Ludden not too far back. So I'm expecting the most excitement here between Moses and Merriman.
Still holding off Moses there pretty well. Yeah, looking at the lap times, Al gained 3 seconds on Moses on that pit cycle.
I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, I'm back.
We got a request to do some onboard stuff from the F6 cam, Marty. The passenger cam. On one of these close battles. I was unaware of that view.
Well, not all cars have that view, quite frankly. We're looking at the Viper at the moment. Yeah, the Porsche has the passenger view. So we're looking at Al Merrimon currently in 4th, chasing David Poole ahead. Sorry, that was the Aston Martin.
Looks a lot faster when you go with the onboard cameras. I've been watching the whole race from the television view.
But it is a lovely view over the Porsche's rear wing here from David Poole. Looking back at Al Merrimon closed under braking. And Chris Moses very close behind him. And we have a lovely view from passenger seat here, with riding on board with Kevin Kirkbride in his Corvette. Yeah, I bet it would be quite a kick to strap into the passenger side of one of these cars.
Oh, I bet. I think I would pass on this course, however. I think I'd like to be the one that lost control in my death, rather than riding shotgun with someone that lost control.
And we're on board here with Zach Hempner in his Ferrari. Lovely view of the dash and Formula style steering wheel. Looks like Zach's having a good run here, currently running in 10th position. And 11th is Andrew Adamson in his Corvette. So nice for them to have a flat screen in there in case you got the kids in the back seat.
Yeah, I guess you could put SpongeBob on there if you wanted to.
And currently in 13th, Mark DeGraw in the Audi R8. Very nice, nicely appointed interior. Of course, Audi's always been a class act.
Three guys, 3rd, 4th, and 5th are running nearly the exact same times.
view from Sergio Calderon's Viper left front wheel. Looks like the car's going to need a detail after this race. And back to the front here with Peter Sabo. Looks like that gap has been running pretty stable here. Looks like Peter ran a 2:17.9 on his last lap to Eiran Parsons 2:18.0.
Yep, Eiran seems to be hanging on there, maintaining that gap.
Yep, Eiran just turned to 2:18.1, Peter Sabo to 2:18.3. So these guys are running very similar pace. So it's close enough that it's anybody's guess who's going to be prevail here at the end with the checkered flag. But based on the history at NAGP, I would not bet against Eiran Parsons, except for the fact that we just cursed him. Well, David Poole and Al Marimont and Chris Moses second, third, and fourth. And the gaps have just stabilized. You know, they're just. I don't know whether everybody's kind of like drawing a deep breath for their end game or what here, but as close as they're running, anything can happen.
Yeah, as we've seen in this race, when Ludden was leading by several seconds.
Yeah, John Ludden is now in sixth. With these leaders in sight, but it shows you how close the racing is. You know, any loss of time in a pit stop can drop you several positions that you just cannot easily make up. Yeah, thanks to the peanut gallery for that suggestion for the in-car cam. This is very, very entertaining.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody that's watching and that's on the chat for being here. It's great.
And for anybody that may have missed any portion of the race, the broadcast replay will be available from the NAGP website or from the YouTube channel that under the channel name NAGP TV.
Still see Roman out there chugging along in 17th in the Viper.
Yeah, I just jumped to Jesse Olsen. He's just completed a pit stop here, and that let Rich Roman by. There goes Rich out of the last turn. Olsen slots in behind him. Kind of late for a pit stop. Wonder what that strategy was about.
Well, looks like he went 2 long stints on the mediums, and Olsen's now on the softs. So we'll look for him to maybe gain a couple positions here late.
Yeah, interesting. That I just had the same thought that would make sense if that's what he was up to.
Yep, it's got 11 laps to go.
Okay, I'm beginning to suspect that Peter's pouring the coals to it here. His last lap was a 2:17.4. Eiran Parsons a stunningly consistent 2:18.0.
Oh wow, 17.4. That's 3/10 off the best lap of the race so far.
No, actually, that is the best lap.
Oh yeah, that's 3/10 faster than he went on his previous best lap.
Right. So I think he's pedaled down here with 10 laps to go to make a run of it here. Parsons comes across with another 2:18.0. Unbelievable. And Zabo does a 2:17.8. David Poole, Al Merriman, Chris Moses, all running right there in the mid 2:18s.
I'm a little surprised Al hasn't been able to make up time and pass Poole. Considering Poole and Moses are both carrying weight, I thought Al would win the battle of those 3.
Checking in here with Andrew Werner in 7th, a lonely 7th at that, and a good run here. And behind him in 8th, Kevin Kirkbride. Also a rather healthy gap ahead and behind. And 9th.
Yep, same as David Zahn in 9th. He seems a solid 9th now. He can cruise on.
and Zach
I see
Hefner.
his teammate Snowden's still going after 50 laps. Nice to see that.
Yeah, Zach Hefner's in 10th.
Yeah, Olsen has passed Roman on those soft tires. But he's got another 8 seconds before he gets to Snowden with 8 laps to go. Well, that might be possible.
Yeah, not surprisingly, Jesse's turned in his best lap of the race.
Yep, and that's about a second quicker than Trevor's last lap.
At this pace, I think there's a good chance you can take 15th. Yeah.
Wow, with a 17.9 that lap.
That's quite impressive. Maybe he's decided it's go time. But just to illustrate the exercise in consistency, after the last pit stop, Eiran Parsons, 218.4, 218.0, 218.2, 218.0, 218.1, 218.0, 218.0, 218.0, 218.1.
Yeah, amazing.
I mean, this is one of the longer tracks, too. It's not a minute and a half, so, you know, the variation would be digitally higher, I guess you could say. And it's as close as you could possibly imagine.
Yeah, less than 2/10 separates the last 8 laps.
But Peter Szabo's putting in 2:17s the last 4 laps. So right at 6 seconds at the moment with 7 laps to go. I think we have a race on our hands. I think, and Peter just took one of his cuts. Maybe he's been saving them up. It's like John Ludden has got the pedal down. He's pulled himself up to the back of Chris Moses in this battle for 5th place.
Looks like if it stays this way, Gotta Go By, which is Parsons and Eiran, are gonna gain some points, but it's not gonna be a whole lot because the Poole and Werner are currently running 3rd and 7th, and they have a commanding lead so far.
John Ludden's looking very racy here on the rear bumper of Chris Moses' Viper. Tries to take the outside there, coming up to the bus stop. Chris leaves the door open. It goes in very deep, so no change of position.
Yeah, Chris seems to be able to late break that car as well as anybody in the lead. think he likes to steer the car with the pedals more than anybody else.
Lap's winding down, 6 to go here. Let's see, Szabo's got his gap down to 5.5 seconds to the leader, Eiran Parsons.
Yep, but a tenth or two a lap is not going to do it.
And he's got some lap traffic ahead of him. Oh, there's contact.
Roman and Szabo made contact.
It looked like
it's going to cost him too much.
Yeah, there's damage on Szabo's car.
Yeah, Rich had flashed him to go by, but it looked like it was kind of a tough spot, I guess, for Szabo to get past him at the apex of Blanchmont.
Yeah, that puts Szabo back 12 seconds from the lead with 5 laps to go.
And that brings him within sight of Poole and Merriman. He took a pretty hard hit, but it may not be so much that he's going to lose too much time.
Ludden continues to show pace on Chris Moses here, but getting around is going to be a completely different story here with the laps running out. So let's jump on board here with John Ludden. See what the view is like. Yeah, John's Mercedes seems to be showing better grip in some sections. He's able to get the car turned and still keep it stable here. But Piper looks like it's, got a little more. Of course, Chris Moses is known for his loose setups, but the car looks like it's drifting noticeably more. Ludden gets a little bit of curb there on the exit to the. You don't want to hit those high red curbs at that point. They put those there because they don't want you putting the wheel in. Didn't seem to hurt him too bad. Not seeing as much drafting effect here as you might expect.
Yeah, a lot of these cars too have quite a bit of top speed differential. So suspect maybe that Viper's just got a little bit more top end.
Ludden takes it pretty wide there. That wall was a little, came up very quickly.
Well, Ludden used a lot of curb.
Yeah.
Use.
Surprisingly, that's where he seems to want the car. The car just skates right over it and straightens that turn out. At this point, Chris Moses is not using the kind of curb that I think we saw him using earlier. Al Merriman continues to hang in there in fourth up ahead. These guys are not making any significant progress on fourth place. Meanwhile, David Poole in third is now got Peter Szabo, who's in second place, in his sights. So Peter may have lost some pace after that little argy-bargy there with a lap car. That body damage may be shaving some precious seconds off his lap time.
Yeah, it looks like he did a 218 flat, so I don't think it cost him too much. I think he got lucky on that deal. Could have been much worse. Could have actually knocked off his rear wing.
Yeah. Or nosed him into the wall hard. I think it's safe to say these guys are using everything they got at this point. Just hoping it's enough to improve your position. Oh, there's tire smoke up ahead here. Somebody had a lockup. Looks like Szabo lost second place to David Poole here. Now has Al Merriman all over him. Al pulls to the outside.
Ooh, that's where Jesse had his problem last 2 laps ago. With the lap car, and Al takes it. Oh, Moses takes it. Dives in under Szabo.
Szabo has to defend against John Ludden to try to preserve what he's got here. 2 laps to go.
I'm not sure if Peter didn't have another brush with the wall there on that lap.
Ludden's got a nose ahead here on the inside. I think Peter knows.
Yeah, I'm seeing more damage.
Yeah, he's locking up wheels.
Oh, there's a lot of damage on the left side of Peter's car now, and that wasn't there a couple laps ago. I think he must have gotten wide. That must have been actually right around this point last lap.
You can almost hear Aaron Parsons breathing a sigh of relief.
Yeah, I bet. It's coming up on, let's see, 2 to go. With an 11-second lead. His teammate Al Merrimon's gotten himself back onto the podium.
Yep, that's what you call keeping your nose clean and the pedal down. Yeah, Al Merrimon, Chris Moses. I was going to say they had almost identical last laps. This lap they just registered. Al's showing slightly better pace. So I think John Ludden is thinking he's got something for Chris Moses here. Moses goes defensive on this coming to the braking area. Hangs on to it. But Ludden is definitely all over him.
Getting interesting there. 2 laps to go.
Yeah, looking over Chris Moses' rear wing here to that Mercedes grill in hot pursuit. Oh, he's got the draft here coming into this last couple of sweepers. No place to go. Approaching the braking area here, and just doesn't have a position. It's interesting that Mercedes seems to be impervious to any curbing that John wants to use.
And this is your last lap. Aaron's lead is down to 6 seconds. I don't know how conservative he's being. But
yeah, he is. His last lap was a 2:23.
He lost several seconds on that. Yeah, several seconds on that lap.
Although they are approaching lap traffic.
Conservative with the conservative with lap traffic.
Yep, looks like John Ludden's got the car, he's got the pace, but there's no place to go.
I think Aaron's being extremely careful. The gap's down to 3 seconds back to pool.
Well, he earned that gap, so I guess he's entitled to use it. Use it up. John Ludden in the draft here on the bumper, approaching the last sweeper. It's do or die time. One more braking zone.
Yep.
Moses
Here
fakes
comes
to the
Parsons.
inside, closes the door, they close up on Al
Start
Merrimont.
finish straight. Gonna win it in Spa. Way to go, Eiran. And Poole is only about 3 seconds behind. Followed closely by Merrimont.
And Peter Szabo brings a wounded car home sixth.
Moses, Ludden, Szabo, Andrew Werner, Kevin Kirkbride in 8th.
Yeah, good steady run there for Kevin. And a dandy top 10 finish.
Yeah, I think we're joined by Eiran. Way to go, Eiran. Nice run. So David's on there finishing in 9th. Good top 10 for David. So Eiran, what looked like you got kind of gifted first and then you really took off, held on to it. You have a scary moment there at the end?
At the end there, I saw Bjorn struggling to keep it under control at Blanchimont, so I just backed way off because I had a gap back to David, so I just didn't want to take any risks.
Did you happen to talk to your teammate any during the race? I saw he had an issue on the first lap. What do you know what that was about?
He jumped the start.
No.
Oh no! So he had a drive-through.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. It's like that gap, what he lost in positions might have been attributable to just a trip through the pits. But yeah, okay, it makes sense. That's too bad. But
Considering
you carried the day for the team, and in fine fashion. We were commenting on the rather remarkable consistency of your lap times in that last stint. So that's the kind of performance that reaps the kind of award for winning a race. Nice work there, Eiran.
Thank you. Yeah, I saw after the anti-climax of catching up to John, and he just, for whatever reason, his car just snapped and went exit stage left. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looked like he locked up his rear.
You were on him in the braking area, kind of thing. He might have just actually gone a little too deep and just had to go into survival mode, and that gave you the lead.
That was the biggest anticlimax after chasing a guy down for 25 laps, trying to close him down by 1/10 per lap. And then afterwards, I noticed that Peter was the one car that pitted on lap 20, the same as me. So I knew he would have good pace for the rest of the race. He was actually slightly faster than me, so he was closing me down like 1/10 per lap every single lap. So I had no choice. I had to drive perfectly. If I didn't, I was gonna get gobbled up by Peter.
Yeah, he had a coming together there with Rich with a couple laps to go and had what could have been a race ender at Blanchimont. He actually hit the wall pretty hard, but he was able to salvage, I think, a 5th or 6th.
Oh, that's a shame. I really owe Al a lot for this win. He spent heaps of time on the car and made a really fantastic setup. It was fast, but also really stable, consistent, and easy to drive. So big thanks to Al for this one, and too bad jump the start there because I think you probably had this win.
Yeah, I think he may have. It would have been a good battle between you guys. He did make a nice comeback though for third place.
Yeah, he was in the thick of
It's
it there
amazing
for the
that
longest time.
it's amazing finish considering
Yes.
the penalty that he had. So great job, Al. Nice comeback.
Well, alrighty, guys. Thanks for the entertainment, and thanks for our viewers who were able to hang in there in this long one. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And where are we going next week, John? Do you recall?
We'll be in Spain at Barcelona.
Ah, cool top level Grand Prix track.
Favorite.
So
Yep, should be entertaining.
so thanks for watching, everyone. Congratulations, Aaron Parsons, on a well deserved win, and we'll see everybody next week.
Thanks,
Yep,
guys.
everybody take care. Way to go, Aaron.